we are reissuing in a different form our order in regard to mass gatherings. Our order from the beginning, from when we put these orders on, has been limiting mass gatherings to 10 people. Now, there are exceptions. There's significant exceptions, and that allows a lot of different activity. Those will not change. People will still be allowed to have people in their home. We're not regulating that at all. But we wanted to put these in one place so that anybody could go to the internet and look at them. And the reason we're doing this, to make it simpler, and not only to have what the orders say, but also what the recommendations are. Again, they're recommendations, but these are recommendations that the health department, in consultation with your local health department, has distilled down. And again, as you saw by the examples that I talked about, it's the informal, it's being with friends, it's the things we all love to do. It's being with friends, being with family, in backyard barbecues and all kinds of other things that we're seeing a significant amount of spread. And so we're not changing the orders, we're putting the orders in one place. Ohio does remain, though, at 10-person. A 10-person order. We have never deviated from that. Let me read the recommendations, because these are new. They're certainly new in one place, and we would just ask everyone to take a look at them. Go online. They'll be up tomorrow. We recommend the following related to gatherings. 1, gatherings at a household or family residence should be limited to close friends and family, and are recommended to be 10 visitors or less. Again, a recommendation, but again, we have found a lot of cases coming out directly out of such gatherings. For residents in a red or purple county, we don't have any purple, but for those in red, they should limit hosting or attending gatherings of any size. Again, should limit hosting or attending gatherings of any size. 3, we recommend that everyone wear a mask at all times at gatherings. Again, what happens is that we all feel safe. We're around friends. We don't wear a mask. So a recommendation is wear a mask at all gatherings and at all times maintain physical distance. So try to do both. In regard to the use of takeout, outdoor dining or indoor dining, should only do that when strict social distancing can be maintained. And so the restaurants are working very hard to make sure they do that. Next, take extra precautions if you go to bars or nightclubs, where use of masks typically is inconsistent, and as we all know, drinking alcohol can lead to less social distancing. So, again, we just ask people to be careful. Next, protect anyone with serious medical conditions at your home by social distancing at home, by wearing a mask at home, and using a high level of personal hygiene. So if you've got a grandmother who lives at the home and 20-year-old grandson goes out, if you go back in that home with grandmother, we just remind you, even though you're in your own home, the safest thing to do for grandmother is for you to wear a mask and to keep the social distancing. Next, high-risk individuals should take extra precautions to limit the number of people they interact with. So it's basic, but we wanted to put it in one place. Next, make the group of people you interact with most often as small as possible. Dr. Acton used to talk about your grouping, what do you call it, your tribe or whatever you call it, but it's your grouping of people that you interact with. Try to keep that as small group as possible. And then when you're interacting with anyone outside that, be particularly careful. So those, that will be up, and it will be, again, the new order, but it will be the same substance. But again, it's all in one place with these very, very strong recommendations.